Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters podcast. Remember, you can join the conversation by using the hashtag 3QP. I'm BMOTW.
And I'm Nara Kamuya.
So we start off with Bad Man of the Week from our feature game, which was KRU hosting Cabras. A few people looked good to me, especially on the Cabras team. We had Kubu at 15, of course, Wokorach, not a stellar performance, but still a good performance, I would say. Playing at, I'm not used to seeing him play at 10, but he does the job. He does the job. Mario Wilson also played well, some hard hits. Not going down as easily as maybe people would have thought he would. But my bad man is actually Johnston Mung'au, because when he came on, there was a visible difference. It made it easier for the game to flow. You've got that. Sometimes you've just got to have that one person who sort of more or less intimidates the other, the opposition, and then makes it a little easier for you to get the ball out quick, catch the defense on their back foot. So that was my bad man. Not make it easier, because I think my opinion, of course, is that Cabras were a bit more solid in the midfield when Nick Barraza was there. What I liked about Johnston Mung'au was his front, go forward ball. Yes. Number one, he wasn't an easy channel, taking that into account. Oscar Woma was on the other side, and number two, his go forward ball was very good. He broke tackles a couple of times, and his continuity, moving the ball, like you're saying, was good. Philip Wokorach, I don't want to say. It's just that we're used to him having very high standards. Yes. He still had a very good game, in my opinion. Yes, we're not used to seeing him at 10, but when he actually did decide to take on the line, he did break tackles. All his tries came off breaking tackles. So he had a good game. But for me, it was John Akobu, because I got the feeling that when John Akobu got into the game, Cabras were a bit more settled. Their backline, which to me has been their most devastating weapon this season, was able to go forward, and we didn't really feel the absence of Nick Barraza even at number 12. And I think they moved Felix Sayang into the wing, and then they brought John Akobu in at number 15. So for me, hands down, I think the person who made a change for Cabras was John Akobu. Well, 2 opinions. Yes. Let us know what you think. Good game from both of those guys, and everyone, of course, who played on the day. That's true. So KRU AGM had that this last Wednesday, and it was really hyped up. Even before it happened, everyone was talking about it. Of course, we had our what people would call social media warriors. Yes. Saying, "Yeah, Sasha." I mean, that is what they were saying. Yeah. And everyone thought Sasha had a clean win. Yes. Up until maybe hours to the voting. Yeah. And this is, I cannot say it's confirmed because I was not there, and But rumor has it that a few people were bribed basically to give their votes away. Yes. And at the end of the day, Odor Gangla won. Yes. Congratulations. Yes. I mean, that's all I can say. Yeah. Because we're hoping that this, the people who voted for him, whether you were bribed or not, that you actually believe he can do something. Yeah. Yes, he was part of the previous regime, and people questioned, if you didn't make a difference then, are you going to make a difference now? Yeah. Well, all we can do right now is wait and see. Yes. Of course, we had other director positions up for grabs. People who won, I won't go through the whole list. Well done to everyone who vied for a seat. Yes. But we had John Kilonzo, Kombo Kikechi, we had Raymond Orlando, and Moses Ndale. Yeah. So those are the 4 directors who are in. Yeah. I know you have a whole mouthful. Yes. So please tell us what you think about the KRU AGM. I mean, I'll start with the accounts. That was the most, that was the funniest thing for me when I sat there. Can you imagine in the accounts that KRU provided, the amount for development rugby went down by, I think, 80%, and the salaries for development officers increased by 30%. Somebody actually raised it on the floor, and there's no correlation. Yeah. That the budget went down for development, but salaries went up. Something's not adding up there. Yeah. There were very many issues with the accounts. I mean, I couldn't raise them because I'm not an affiliate. But even just from the face of it, you could tell that people are just brushing over their accounts. And it's a good tactic. I might say, from a political standpoint, it's a very good tactic to put the accounts
the agenda of the accounts just before the election, because then guys want to dispense with it quickly and go into what everyone has come to watch, which was the election of chairman and directors. So when you look at the accounts, you can tell that you can still raise questions about them, but look, that's for the affiliates, the ones who decided to propose and second the accounts. It's for them to decide whatever they think. On to the election. And there was the comment, I don't know if you saw, by Auka Gishel, Chairman Nondes, the day after the election. And he was talking about the issue about affiliates, recognizing the fact that it's club rugby that drives KRU and everything, because that was Lord Gangla's platform campaigning. He's been a club man, he's ran it and all that stuff. And I guess they were trying to attack their opponent, their main opponent being Sasha, that he's not been in club rugby. It's while I see why some people can buy into it, it doesn't make sense for me, because Damima, you and I, even from an ambition perspective, if I made director when I was 29 years old, and if I made vice chairman when I was 35 years old, I don't know if I would be going back to be a club chairman, if I'm going back to run club rugby. So it doesn't make sense. I don't know what they were trying to get at that, but they did it. And I liked the comment that Charles Kadevelis, coach of Kenya Harlequins, made on that post. He said, I disagree with your rhetoric, but that's fine. Clearly, some people do more for rugby than others. And that is a feeling that comes out. There's the mistrust between the union and the players is at an all-time high right now.
Definitely.
There's no, even the players I've talked to, no one feels comfortable with the way the union has been constituted. You can see the political games that are being played. You can see by the time the union is dropping communication a day before the election, saying that we've gotten in the senior sevens players back, only for the sevens players to go out and say, hey, nothing has been confirmed. You can see these are political moves. And somebody actually commented, stop giving us those promises about the fact that you're going to talk to the sevens players. We've already gotten them back. The players I've talked to, and I know one or two Kenya Simba's players who've categorically told me, look, with the current regime, there's no comfort in playing for Kenya anymore. I might as well just focus on my club, because I don't feel like the current constitution actually has the players' interests at heart. And we keep on saying they're the main stakeholders of the game. Without the players, there's no game of rugby. So if the players feel that way, then you have to question and you have to ask 1, 2, 3 things. There's also the issue about, and this one I've talked to 1 or 2 people who sit on the caucus being the 12 people who form the Kenya Cup chairman, or rather the chairman to the 12 Kenya Cup clubs, referred to as a caucus. And one of the directors, one of the people who was running for re-election as a director, actually told the caucus about conflict of interest dealings, that there are members on that board who are feeding off the union, that there are members in that board who have tied and plugged their interests, business interests, to the union.
Of course.
And they have raised this issue of conflict 1, 2, 3 times, and it's always been shot down. Now, if that has not been addressed before, and I don't know about you, Damima, my personal feeling is that status quo was maintained. How do we think that this is going to be addressed going forward? There are very many integrity issues that have been raised about this past board. A director who sits on that board has actually come out and talked about that. But we chose to sweep it under the rug. I don't know if it's based on what you've said, because I've also heard the same things. I've heard about voter bribing. I've heard about other things that I'm not going to talk about here. So you ask yourself questions. You're asking if somebody who's on the board has actually confirmed. There are talks about national team coaching positions being swung for votes. When all this is being mentioned and you guys don't make a comment about it, or you're okay with the status quo, then of course we have to question the people who are leading our clubs. There's a very big problem there. If first your club's wishes are not being represented there, and then all these issues have been raised, but you still choose to sweep it under the rug. There was the issue of national sevens coach Paul Murunga, who, you remember in 2016 after Rio, he was heavily involved, heavily implicated in the Rio saga.
Yes.
It is this current board that fired him based on those integrity issues. And it is this very board that still brought him back.
Yeah, which you really don't understand.
You really don't understand.
You sit there and you question what their motives are, after that, because you're like, wait, hang on, you fired him because of this, and then now you have him back. I can remember when Eric Njuru from Rugby House first started reporting, and the union did not like him at all.
Yes.
Because he'd get the story that is not put out there.
Yes.
He'd have people who tell him what is actually happening on the board.
Yes.
And we need more people like him who will come forward.
Yeah.
And hate me if you want to, but this is what is going on.
And the question everyone asks, because when the current board is asked, or rather the board was being asked, why did you guys appoint Paul Murunga? There was no evidence. So the question then happens. So you fired him in 2016
based on no evidence.
Based on no evidence.
And now you
brought him back. So the questions that have been raised.
Yep.
But for me, the most interesting thing, Damima, I was standing with one of the chairmen of the Kenya Cup team, and I was talking, and somebody very close to the new chairman, allied to the new chairman, actually came. And this guy was brave enough to actually say in front of me and this chairman that for the next 6 months, it is nothing but impunity. All these 7 strips we are going for. And I was in shock because I was like, you can have such a loose mouth and say something like that in front of other people. But he was very categorical. It's impunity for the next 6 months. And I was like, Jesus, this is very uncomfortable. I even left.
Yep.
But anyway, it's done. What it's done, it's done. The affiliate spoke. Whether you're, like you've said, whether you're bribed, whether you're not bribed, you chose whoever you decide to choose. But to Odor Gangla, all the best. You have a very high task.
Yep.
But all the best.
Yep. And just before we wrap it up, we've got international rugby, Super Rugby match day 6. Blues beating the Highlanders 33-26. Hurricanes beating the Stormers 34-28. The Waratahs beating Crusaders 20-12. Sunwolves losing to the Lions 37-24. Bulls being whooped by the Chiefs 56-20. Sharks beating the Rebels 28-14, and the Reds beating the Brumbies 36-14.
Yep, pretty much expected. That's what we expected in match day 6 of Super Rugby.
Yep. Match day 7, we've got Hurricanes versus Crusaders, Waratahs versus Sunwolves, Blues versus Stormers, Reds versus Rebels, Sharks versus Bulls, and the Jaguares versus the Chiefs.
Yep.
And Welsh captain.
Yes.
Yes, that's Alun-Wyn Jones. Has been named as the Six Nations Player of the Year. What comes to mind when I think of him is just putting his body on the line for his team.
And everyone agrees with that, and everyone feels that Alun-Wyn Jones was the best player of the Six Nations, and deservedly. That's why we also won the Six Nations.
Yep. Guys, did your team win over the weekend? Let us know. You can follow us on Instagram, like our page on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Davina Duffield.
And I'm Ngara Kamuya.
See you in part 3.